Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central CFL content for the fans, by the fans, and we have another Week 3 review coming right up as the Edmonton Elks defeat the Montreal Alouettes by a score of 32-29. Rick, do you know what it means?
Hell has finally frozen over.
Hell has frozen over. Davis Alexander has gotten a fucking loss.
That should have happened 2 weeks ago.
His only loss that he had was a Grey Cup. Now he's lost to the team that hasn't been to the Grey Cup in a bit.
That just makes us look bad.
Holy shit, the Edmonton Elks are 2-0. Hell has truly frozen over. The only thing that would, it's funny, you know that, that when they fired Chris Jones, that the stench of Chris Jones in the head coach position had lived on. And so it's finally aired out of Commonwealth Stadium. They got the new, maybe that's what it was. They needed new turf, Rick. They needed that new turf that they got down at Commonwealth. What?
You know what it was?
What was it?
They needed to finally use Justin Rankin to his full potential.
And they are. Justin Rankin is a fucking machine. Justin Rankin with this week's version of what I would like to call the reverse Greg Bell with 179 rushing yards for 2 touchdowns, 9.9 on average. Far better than the last one we were talking. On 18 carries, he was ridiculous. 51 receiving yards. He also led the team in receiving yards. Over 220 all-purpose yards.
I was going to say Edmonton's version of Brady Oliveira, but I don't know if Brady's actually done that.
He's done something like that. I don't think he didn't do it last. I think the year that he won MOP, he had a game where he had quite a bit. It was at least 150. I can't remember. It's been a while though. But regardless, I don't want to make it sound like we're downplaying it because
but I'm talking about this is almost 2 weeks in a row.
Justin Rankin
technically
is
2 games in a row, but they're off week 2.
Red hot right now. And so Edmonton was able to just completely, if they got that receiving game going even a little bit more, because Cody Fajardo has a pretty mid game. I'm going to be honest. He goes 19 for 29, 231 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That's not really that impressive. It's really not. Luther still continues to do well in the receiving core for the Elks. He goes 4 for 6 for 50 yards. Austin Mack grabs a touchdown, but he goes 4 for 8 on his receptions versus his targets for only 48 yards. I think you'd maybe want to get that up higher a little bit. Brendan O'Leary Orange, I think he can be utilized a little bit more by Cody Fajardo. He goes 2 for 2 though. Same with Julian Grant. He goes 2 for 2 as well.
But the thing is, if you have a balanced game, do you really need to your quarterback to have a A+ game though?
I know, but this is where I think Cody Fajardo would benefit so much in a game like this from the Trevor Harris approach of throw to whoever's open, stop trying to force it just to Mac. I understand that you had the magic with him in Montreal, but you gotta that'll come. You gotta take what the defense is giving you though. As Edmonton, they won 32-29. To be honest, they could have won by more. And the reason why I'm saying this was because the Montreal Alouettes suffered from a very, very terrible allergy. And I've seen some football teams have it. The allergy is holding on to the fucking ball.
I thought you were talking about... I thought you were talking about the sickness on defense.
Oh, no. There was no. Well, if there's anything I've learned about the 2026 CFL, it's that nobody can play any damn defense. Nobody. Nobody. There are varying levels to the lack of defensive structure, but,
Let's be honest. The 2 BC Lions touchdowns were in garbage time. So, technically...
You still give up...
When you're...
Technically, I almost gave up 30 fucking points. Get out of here. You gave up 27. The numbers don't lie.
Between the two kickers in this game, they went 7 for 7.
Yeah. Hot diggity damn. There you go. Davis Alexander has a pretty good game. Goes 29 for 44 for the most part. 356 passing yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's a good game for Davis Alexander. Travis Tice does okay. 91 rushing yards, pretty good in that regard. 1 touchdown, 4.8, slightly low on that end. Might want to bump that up a little bit, but it is what it is. Tyson Philpott, another good game for him. 8 receptions on 10 targets for 120 receiving yards. Tyler Snead with some impressive catches, goes 5 for 9 with 80 receiving yards. 1 touchdown for him. Ferdinand gets himself 55 yards. Alexander Hollins behind him at 54. All in all, receiver core, like the Alouettes needed to do one thing differently in this game, and it was not turn the damn ball over the way that they did.
Don't lose to Edmonton.
Well, Edmonton, I don't even know if I can say that Edmonton looked great. Rankin looked great. Rankin looked fantastic. Edmonton looked good. Rankin was on another level, though. Rankin is systematically, like, have you seen, like, Rick, like, you know, like that classic thing of, like, the guy holding the globe above him? Like, this is, like, have you seen that with the guy with the globe on his back?
No,
and he's like,
but anyways.
He is systematic. Like, imagine that Justin Rankin's the guy, and the globe is the Edmonton Elks. He is holding this team up right now. His back is hurting from carrying it. But at the end of the day,
you know what, though?
The Edmonton Elks are 2-0 to start the season. We were wrong in our picks.
You said that Davis Alexander had a good game. You know what? I'd say he had a good game if he threw for a couple more touchdowns.
Okay, Rick. This is, okay, time out. You are saying this because you have been spoiled with some Bo Levi Mitchell throwing 5 touchdowns on 50 carries.
No, hold on. Let me finish.
He had a good game.
Fajardo, 1 touchdown. You have Davis Alexander, 1 touchdown. Nathan Rourke, 1 touchdown. Davis Alexander, 1 touchdown. That's 4 quarterbacks that can't throw more than 1 touchdown. You ain't not going to win a game if you throw only 1 touchdown. Montreal lost and they only threw 1 touchdown.
I'll give you that. Ideally, you want to get an extra one. However, I also the thing that I have to take in mind, because at the end of the day, if you're throwing more touchdowns than you're throwing interceptions, and you're above like 70%, then I'd say you probably as a quarterback had a pretty decent game. Good game. I wouldn't say great. I would not say great. I'm saying good. He threw 350 like passing yards. I got to give him some credit for that.
I'll give him credit for the yards.
This loss is not on Davis Alexander. I want to make this clear.
No, what I'm saying is, I'll give him the credit for the yards. I don't have a problem with that. You're scoring less than a touchdown, just under a touchdown per game. You have 5 touchdowns in 3 games. You should have more. How does Trevor Harris have more than he has 6 and he has 3 in 2 games, roughly.
Yeah.
Chad Kelly has 3 in 2 games. Okay, Bose has 8 and 3. Like, how is it that you can't have more?
Yeah, you need to get those numbers up a bit. That's fair.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's just more touchdowns. That's all I'm saying.
Rick's like, you know what you need? He's like, you need 5 touchdowns on 15 passes.
But what I'm saying is,
Rick, relax. I'm kidding.
Well, we haven't gotten to the Saskatchewan game, but go look at Trevor Harris's numbers this week. He threw 300 and some odd yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Perfect game right there.
Yep.
Perfect example.
True. He did do better.
Mind you, they went to overtime, but that's besides the point.
Well, at the end of the day, if you're in Saskatchewan, who gives a shit? You want to know why? Because you fucking won.
True.
Because Montreal went to overtime too, but they lost. So, but honestly,
yes. Before we end this, so you watched the tail end of this game.
Mm-hmm.
There is a controversy at the tail end of this game, and I want to know your opinion.
The fumble going out of bounds.
Yes.
Fumble going out of bounds.
Who touched it last?
I'm gonna be honest. When I watched it, because I can only remember when I watched it. I didn't re-look
Yeah,
at it
no,
before
I
we
don't care
recorded this.
when you watch it. I just want to
When
know
I
when you
watched
watched it.
it, I thought Montreal touched it before it went out. I thought
Okay,
they
that's
did.
all I wanted to know.
However,
Some people are saying Montreal, some people are saying Edmonton.
however, I understand that. I will say though, that is actually one. This is that's a rare rule that I have. That is a rare rule where so I am a Canadian football fan, true and true. I believe truly that the Canadian rule set, I'm far preferred to the American rule set. That is the only example where I actually prefer the U.S. ruling on that. Because
Whoever has the ball in their hands when it goes out of bounds?
well, yes, specifically when a fumble goes out of bounds. In Canadian football, it is the last person who touches the ball. In American football, it is the last player who has possession of the ball. So, and those are two very different things. Touching the ball does not mean possession. In the Canadian game, hypothetically, a ball is fumbled, you can just fucking volleyball swing that shit out of bounds and it's yours if you're the defense. In the U.S. ruling, you have to jump on it. You need possession of it. So, as much as I understand that Montreal fans might be a little bit frustrated by it, like, you still let Fajardo still ran into the end zone. You didn't get him there. But then also, again, I don't know. To me, it's like that call is so damn close it could go either way. And that's something where, like, flip a coin and that's what you'll go with. I don't think that's worth being all bent out of shape over. But that's just my opinion. But I think that's pretty much all I got.
I was
Is
just
there anything
curious,
else?
that's all.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Nope.
No, it's a good question. Is there anything else you got there, Rick? Or
Nope.
all right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys join our Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord, where we discuss all things CFL, NHL, all sorts of sports stuff. So go there and check it out. We also have our weekly fantasy there, so make sure you guys join up on that, as it's been a good time there. So yeah, without further ado, we will see you guys next time.
Touchdown!